AUSL back in action. Week 2 of the season. 10 Sunday. Amanda Lorenz against Lexi Kilfoyle. The Volts hit .311 in their opening series against the Blaze, which they took 2 of 3 games from, as Kilfoyle delivers the first pitch for a ball off an animal.
Yeah, you're going to have to see her drop ball up like that first drop ball that Amanda Lorenz took. She has such a good eye. Another one that just got the bottom of the zone, but you want her to have to bring that drop ball up, and she throws with good velocity too. 68 miles an hour, 69 with that drop.
Bandits took 2 of 3 from the Talons in their opening weekend series against the Talons. That gets past Wiz into left field. We'll see how it's ruled as Lorenz has to hold up at first base. She's aboard to start things off.
Good job of staying on this outside drop ball, just sees it down. I mean, as a hitter, you were going up there expecting a down pitch out of the hand of Kilfoyle. Lorenz expecting it, gets her barrel there, hits it hard on the left side. Goes down as a base hit for Lorenz. That's just the second hit by a lefty off Kilfoyle this season. They were previously 1 for 7. And now Tiare Jennings, who has not taken any time getting acclimated to the AUSL, has already homered, 3 hits in the opening weekend series, 4 RBIs. She was the 20th pick in the AUSL draft, which still is toward the front end of non-pitchers, but the way she's been playing early on, there's some teams that might regret that choice. This one gets out of play for a strike. A 1-2 count. I think that changeup will come in handy against this, as you mentioned, dangerous, scary offensive lineup for the Volts. A lot of power, a lot of hitters that can hit for average, just good eyes at the plate. This is a very tough lineup to go up against. Right side. Net steps on the back, throw to second, in time to get Lorenz. A little old-fashioned on the double play. I love having a drop ball pitcher in the circle because you can turn a double play, and this is a very unique, more unorthodox form of a double play, but it's going to work because Devin Nat steps on one, makes a great throw to 2 to get Amanda Lorenz. Hollis goes down with the tag and just barely gets her. Good recovery defensively for the Bandits. This is a team that has not committed an error in their opening 3 games. Jesse Warren's first look. Warren in her 5th year of Athletes Unlimited. When you hear us talk about that, AU's been around since 2020. This is the first year of the traditional model, though, with the AUSL being born. In the past, players kind of trying to operate and move up and down an individual leaderboard, change teams weekly. No change in teams this year, and the players are loving life so far under Commissioner Kim Eng. The MLB partnership announced just a couple of weeks ago on May 29th on the opening day of the Women's College World Series. Popped up on the infield toward Koffel. And Kilfoyle goes 1-2-3 after the leadoff single in the double play. Here in the circle, who has all 4,000 people here behind her. Sam Landry, who grew up about an hour and 30 minutes west of Sulphur in Mont Belvieu, Texas. She played her college ball in Lafayette, Louisiana, at Louisiana. That's about 80 miles straight east of here. And her 2nd professional appearance is underway. Oh, and they're very excited, as you mentioned, to see her whenever her name got called out, whenever she ran into the circle. This crowd is definitely here to see Sam Landry pitch in her 2nd professional game. After 3 years at Louisiana under Jerry Glasgow, finished her career this year for Patty Gasso at Oklahoma. Got to work with one of the best pitching coaches in the country in Jen Rocha. Loved her time with the Sooners, made it to the Women's College World Series, and was tremendous in her debut. Went 4 1/3. Just 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, and there is out number 1 as she retires Zirkle.
Yeah, so pitched a lot in the Women's College World Series. OU leaned on her a lot. She was their ace. They used her a lot to make it to the semifinals, falling short of the Champ Series, but she threw a lot. Threw one time last weekend, got her first start, first appearance. Going to be more down the zone with her drop ball. She'll throw that pitch the most, also mix in a great changeup. So her and Lexi Kilfoyle, her counterpart, throw very similarly.
Nice spot on the inside corner to Skylar Wallace from Woodstock, Georgia. Started her college career at Alabama, finished at Florida, where she was the 2023 NCAA National Player of the Year. There's a lot of dynamic players in this league, but Skylar Wallace has to be right at the top of that list with the power-speed combo, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's the type of player that you could build a team around. I mean, for her defense at shortstop, for her speed, versatility, power.
It's the second time she's been hit this season, so she'll take first, and some of that speed is aboard.
You know that as a pitcher, you have to try to challenge her inside, and sometimes that inside pitch can ride just a little bit too much in. But when you go into Skylar Wallace, you have to go hard in, and you know that as a pitcher so that she does not get her hands extended.
Strike one to Bubba Nichols-Camarena. 14th overall pick in the AUSL allocation draft. A career .280 hitter entering this summer in 66 games played in past iterations of Athletes Unlimited. Always that one swing of the bat with Bubba that's so dangerous.
Yeah, we talked about how dangerous the Volts lineup is, and the Bandits really put on a show offensively last weekend in Rosemont. A lot of extra base hits. In fact, in 3 games, they had 12 extra base hits.
That pitch is down for ball 3. Staying down in the zone and walks Bubba. So back-to-back free passes for Wallace and Nichols-Camarena here in the first.
I'd imagine a little bit of nerves running through Sam Landry. Remind everybody who's here with Kim Mulkey throwing out the first pitch. Jenny Finch being here, giving a speech to everybody before Kim Mulkey threw out that first pitch. And this huge crowd.
And Sam Landry lists Jenny Finch as someone who she looked up to growing up in the softball world. And not just all the fans here to support her, but a lot of friends and family have come out to see Sam Landry this weekend. Facing Aaron Koffel with 2 on and just 1 out. Koffel lets that go.
A couple of changeups back-to-back, a pitch that we saw Sam Landry go a lot to at her first start, and a lot in her OU career, especially at the Women's College World Series. That is her favorite pitch, that changeup. A lot of confidence in that pitch.
Runs that inside, 3-1. Dangerous spot here in the first. Michaela Edenfield going to go out and chat with Sam Landry. Love this part, too, because you get the rookies who are going to build some relationships here. Edenfield from Florida State this year was a star there, and Landry from Oklahoma. It'll be fun to watch the chemistry get built from these young players.
Yeah, experiencing it together for the first time, and that's something that Michaela Edenfield did such a good job of when she was at Florida State. I think you're learning a lot from Lonnie Alameda, her head coach and her pitching coach. Just the importance of that connection with your pitcher. I mean, that's what she's known for, is that culture piece coming from Florida State. She does a good job of taking care of her pitchers.
In the air, right field carrying. Sierra Romero goes back and hits the wall. It's down, but the runners had to hold up. One's going to come around to score on a double by Koffel. She's been an extra base hit machine here in the first 4 days of the season. That's already her 3rd.
And she's been using the right side of the field so well, going with pitches, whether it's a drop ball in the outer half or a changeup like in this instance. Finds herself in a hitter's count and just flushes that changeup to the right side. Sits back on it, wasn't fooled at all. It didn't look like, in fact, she thought it was going to get out of here. A couple of steps out, looked like she was going to watch that ball go over the right field fence, over Romero's head. First run of the board scored for the Bandits.
And yes, you heard me correctly. That is Sierra Romero out in right field. And part of that is, we talked to Kelly Kretschmann, the Volts head coach this morning. Their bats are so good. She's going to get these bats in the lineup any way she can. And that ended up putting Romero in right field. There's an important out number 2.
And same thing with Tiari Jennings playing first base. And Jesse Warren over at third, Sis Bates playing shortstop, and then Danica Coffey over at second base. So that put Tiari Jennings, to your point, trying to get bats in the lineup. And Kelsey Stewart-Hunter was on crutches before the game, had a boot on. So unavailable to play today.
Big swing from Corey McMillan, the right fielder and the reigning ACC Player of the Year out of Virginia Tech. Sky just behind the first base bag. Coffey takes control over there, playing in a state she's very used to. Out of LSU, makes the grab, and just one run comes across. Have you eaten crawfish?
Yeah, I have. I was going to ask Savannah about that last part, if she partook in that, but she answered it for us. Didn't even get a chance to ask her, but really cool that Jenny Finch had everybody over. I'm sure that was awesome for the players and for everybody who attended. She's the best, Jenny Finch.
And a legend around these parts. This event that is going on in conjunction with the AUSL series here is the Jenny Finch World Series. So there are youth softball teams all over the place. Kilfoyle's second inning of work going up against Rachel Garcia. She was a former #1 pick of Athletes Unlimited when it was just the league picking players to join. And then the 4th overall pick this year as they divided things up into teams. The Volts went with Garcia first. We asked Kelly Kretschmann about the draft strategy, and she said, look, she was kind of thinking maybe we get some bats early because that's Kelly's mindset. But Kat Osterman, their GM, was, of course, more on the pitching side, and they just said we couldn't let another team have Rachel Garcia, who already had an ace at the time because they had the last pick in the first round.
Did not want anyone else to have Rachel Garcia, is what Kelly Kretschmann said. That's how important that she is. I mean, when you get a player like Rachel Garcia who can pitch the way that she can pitch and hit the way that she can hit, just I like to call it like a unicorn. I mean, you just don't see a player like her very often. She's so strong, can hit the ball a mile, hits the ball very hard. I mean, opening weekend, first game of the season, she threw an 8-inning complete game and got the win. Threw almost 130 pitches. That's how strong she is, coming back this season already in such good shape.
I think the top 10 exit velos last year, 5 of them at least were Rachel Garcia. We were tracking her all summer long, and it seemed like mid-80s every time she made contact.
And so the part about that is, like, when you have a drop ball pitcher like Lexi Kilfoyle, when you have high exit velocity, even ground balls can get through the infield or cause an error because they're hit so hard.
This one bounced over to Wallace, who picks it off the turf, and Nets helps her out over at first base.
Kilfoyle, after giving up that leadoff hit to Amanda Lorenz, really settled into this game. Turned the double play on the ground and got Jesse Warren an easy pop out, and then more of a softer hit ground ball to shortstop there as he worked around that leadoff single.
Here's Sierra Romero. Got Sierra mic'd up. We'll get the chance to talk to her in a couple innings, and I cannot wait to talk to Sierra Romero about playing right field and ask if it's ever been done in her life.
Just a good athlete, veteran experience, obviously willing to do anything for the team, as we're so used to seeing her at second base, where she played at Michigan, where we saw her playing last summer most of the time.
very familiar with Skylar Wallace over at shortstop. They spent the offseason training together in Florida, and if you watch their Instagrams, it was not an easy training. It probably rivaled and maybe exceeded what they went through in college, is my guess.
They go hard. Get to see a lot of what they do, a lot of explosive movements.
And there's Wallace right at her, and she retires her training partner. Two up, two down, both of them ground balls to Wallace at shortstop for Kilfoyle here in the second. Now Michaela Edenfield.
I see Kilfoyle can spot that drop ball on different levels, throw it through the zone for a strike, where it kind of just even looks like a fastball that she can put right on the outside corner and then locate that pitch with a little bit more down movement.
Second season, Kilfoyle spent the year back at her alma mater, Oklahoma State, as a GA for Kenny Gajewski and company. Said coach was great about letting her get bullpens in. Was able to continue working out with the team.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Gajewski was like, oh, you want to throw against our team today? Sure. Yeah, we can put that on the practice schedule. Find some time to get that in there, keep you in shape, keep us in shape, as a chance to see those pitches out of her hand. At the velocity she throws with, and her changeup and that drop to prep for drop ball pitchers.
One-two count to Edenfield. Off the end of the bat, Nets dropped it. Can she get first? No. A rare miscue from Devin Nets at first base defensively.
Yeah, another two-way player for the Bandits. We talked about Rachel Garcia, but Devin Nets also can swing it. She can pitch and plays a great first base, but a little bit too nonchalant, maybe, or it spun out of her glove. Just should go down as an error on Devin Nets. Uncharacteristic mistake.
And that's really one of the undervalued parts of her game, is her glove at first base. Had a career year in the circle and at the plate. But Arizona fans know she can field it over there. Here's Sis Bates back in the lineup.
Every summer.
It's incredible. I mean, there's great pitchers who can't step out there and do it.
Oh, it's hard.
I'm looking at one
But
right now.
honestly, I was not about to throw it underhand. And I told Jenny Finch before, I said, Jenny, I left that up to you guys. I said, I was a middle infielder. I played shortstop and second base.
You teased us for a second because you almost went under.
Yeah, almost, but I said, no,
I'm going to go overhand instead. Hey, what's it like for you to see a crowd like this out here watching a professional softball game?
I'm here, let's make no mistake about it, because I came back to the state to be a positive. And yes, I coach basketball, and yes, I've been blessed to be at LSU and to coach some of the greatest. That's a shot, baby. That's out of the park.
Man, Delaney really is a solo home run.
And she's going to trot around those bases slowly. Look at her. Good for her.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a way to get on the board
Wow.
again.
But anyway, I love sports, and anything that I can do when I have the time to do it, I'm going to promote it, especially for females and young girls.
You've been at the highest level as a player, as a coach forever. You set all the records at Baylor for attendance. You're doing it at LSU now. When you, 20 years ago, somebody would have told you this is happening here, this is happening in the WNBA, the NWSL, what would you have thought?
Well, I would not have thought about the future. I was like a lot of college kids. When you got your degree, you don't know what you want to do. And I got talked into coaching by the president then, F.J. Taylor, Louisiana Tech University, and I told him I would do it for 1 year, and look where I am, almost 40 years later, still coaching. So sometimes others know what you're supposed to do more than you do, and I'm just blessed to be able to do what I do. I'm blessed to be here today. I'm blessed to watch this and be a part of it as it's inaugural. It just starts. And I'm here today, and of course I love softball too.
Icing on the cake right there, cherry on top. With the explosion of women's basketball and even softball, I mean, with softball we set TV ratings records this past week with the Women's College World Series, but why do you feel like women's sports are just taking off right now?
You have to invest in anything.
Yeah.
You know, you have to invest in things to reap rewards, and I think people now are investing more than ever in women's sports. Now, we have to do our part. We have to win. We have to put a product out there that's entertaining. We have to put a product out there that fans want to show up. Sometimes it takes personalities of coaches, it takes personalities of players to engage those fans that maybe never have given a rip about softball or soccer or basketball or whatever it is. And I think you're seeing more of that now.
Let me follow up on that in terms of the investment piece. Why do you think people should invest in this sport? Like, if you had a message to somebody watching this, maybe wanting to get involved, like, why invest in women's sports?
Well, look around. There's not an empty seat here.
Yeah.
And we're not going to stop having daughters, right?
Not gonna happen.
We're going to have daughters forever and ever and ever. And why can't they come and see something like this at a young age and aspire and dream big? And I'm so excited to see all of this today. Certainly we see it in our sport, and it's just fun. It's just fun.
These players now on new teams for the first time, trying to build something this year and get used to a bunch of different stars. You're doing that every year right now in women's basketball, all across college sports. What is the key to that team building piece and doing it quickly?
Well, quickly may need to be dropped from that sentence because I don't believe that things are done quickly.
Yeah.
I've been blessed, and I can't give you why we've done it quickly at LSU. We did it quickly at Baylor. We won our first championship at Baylor the 5th year I was there. We won it the 2nd year I was at LSU. I just call it a blessing. I was just blessed. And once you get that ball rolling, you just keep it going. That's in the gap right there. She's got her a stand-up double.
Okay, Chucky, I think that you should actually leave. Kim will stay for the rest of the game and do a little play-by-play. Me and Kim can call the rest of the game here.
Well, I played this game, but my daughter, she was blessed, Mackenzie, to play on my 40-0 team at Baylor that won the national championship.
Yeah.
And as soon as the season was over, Coach Glenn Moore allowed her to go play on the softball team, and guess what they did that year? Went to the College World Series.
Awesome.
My son Kramer played at LSU and played for the national championship, and played for the St. Louis Cardinals right out of college. So we've been around this sport, baseball, and it's in our blood. It really is.
If you had to pick a player on your upcoming team this next season that would be the best softball player, who do you think that would be?
There's hands down, no question, it's Michaela Williams.
Okay.
Michaela Williams, whose grandmother actually lives right here. I think she was offered her first college scholarship in softball as a 7th grader. She can flat out play this game right here. If you ever watch her play, she will flick her wrist on a baseball pass in our game, and people will go, and I'm like, oh, you don't know her background. She's a softball player long before she started playing basketball. There is not any question on who on my team. Some of the other ones played. Flage played softball, but Michaela could go play on LSU's softball team. She's that good.
I mentioned earlier Sam Landry throwing for the Volts, obviously from here. Her hero growing up was Jenny Finch, who we know you as the ultimate winner. Who impacted you as a coach or a player?
USC fighting for that championship, and I have those memories. I just wish that if I look back on my career that I could have seen more of the players that came before me, because I know these players out here. I watched them on TV when they were warming up. I started naming, oh, that catcher's from Florida State. Oh, that kid on the mound transferred from UL to OU. I mean, Coffee played at LSU. So when you're a coach, you keep up with sports. And so it's just exciting for me to watch this tonight.
This is a fun question, but we were seeing the pictures of you and your outfits, and I'm sure you've gotten asked this 10 million times, but I haven't heard the answer. Is how did you start dressing up and get into just such beautiful outfits? How did that start for you?
Well, I've always thought when you go to work, you should dress professionally, and so my mentors in watching women dress were Pat Summitt was a snazzy dresser, Sandra Hogue at Louisiana Tech, and so when I became an assistant coach, I just dressed very appropriately, and when she goes, I don't know, but hey, I'll take it to her house and drop it off. And it got started with me saying, no way, no. So then my hairdresser and makeup person and my assistant kind of hit me at a weak moment, and they said, if you'll just do it from one game. Well, that's how it got started. In a weak moment, I agreed to do it, and now it's like if I don't do it, I get so much grief. Some of the things they drop off at my house, I must tell you, I can't do it. I'm 63 years old. Some of that stuff, I'm like, I can't wear that. But I do think Jamie Glass and Queen of Sparkles, she's the one that started that, and what a great story that is. From her life. She was an engineer and got tired of looking at people dressed in the engineer overalls. She just started putting sparkles on that, and then it's led to what it is today.
So how far out is it planned?
Not much, because I'm not vain like that. It's like I'll go home the day before a game, and there'll be 2 or 3 things at the house, and I'll try them on, and I'll either wear them or I won't. And some of them look terrible, but you know what? If it'll sell a ticket. And that's what got me, was they guilted me into it. They said, Coach, if you will wear this, you will have fashionistas buying season tickets that don't know anything about basketball.
Done.
And you know what? They were right.
Done and done.
They were right.
That's awesome. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being here. I mean, this means a lot to softball player. This means a lot to our sport that you come out for this first pitch and take your time to be up here with us. So thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm honored to be here, and thank you for what you guys do. Okay? Have fun.
Yeah,
have fun.
Sure. We will.
You're welcome.
So
Take care.
So much.
Kim Mulkey, an icon here in the States and all across sports, joining us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
All right, everyone, let's hear.
Attendance records at Baylor. She's doing the same thing at LSU. She's a 4-time national champion as a head coach. And then she's pointing players out on the field, telling us where they played.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that is the epitome of women supporting women in the athletic field right now.
She's a little play-by-play, too.
Better than me. I was like, hey,
For
chill.
sure better than you.
Chill, I don't need this on the air right now. Oh, man, this is lifted to deep left field. Mackenzie Clark take a trot. The Volts needed that one. Second of the season for Clark.
She hit one in that 8-inning game. That was just a monster shot toward the left side, too. She has so much pull power. That pitch is up, it is elevated, and you're facing a drop ball pitcher, and you see a pitch about that high that you're going to try to get your barrel all into it. Mackenzie Clark did. It's the Volts on the board.
A 3-1 lead for the Bandits, top of the third. Down to the 9-spot, Danica Coffey, LSU Tiger. Everybody knows Danica Coffey in this stadium. It's a great story this year, returning from a torn ACL that stole the majority of 2024. And we got to talk to her before the Florida series this year. She's just such a great personality, too.
Yeah, she's really kind, and that gave her a lot of perspective the year that she was out with her torn ACL. Of just, you hear that from all different players. When you have an injury, you just see the game differently. It's so easy, Chucky, to get just wrapped up in just how tough mentally our sport is. And how you're failing more times than you're succeeding as a hitter, and you wear it, you think about it, you go to sleep thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it. And when you get the game taken from you, if she gets a hit down the line, maybe you get a turn into two, but you just start playing with a new joy and looseness about you.
So Coffee aboard with nobody out, and Savannah has Mackenzie Clark.
It's getting electric in this dugout. Mackenzie, you said she stepped into the box and thought, let her elevate. What was the plan? What were you looking for?
Lexi Kilfoyle, better known as LaKill, is known for throwing the ball down, so I just told myself I'm going to elevate one. Let her pitch one up, and I'll do some damage.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Appreciate it.
No problem.
She's a star in the making.
She has so much power, and talk about an athlete with some speed, can lay down a bunt and fly down the line. And then, I mean, the bottom of the order, so 8, 9, and then 1, 2, and 3 have 15 of the 17 RBIs for the Volts on the season. So that would be Mackenzie Clark, who just hit that home run, Danica Coffey, Amanda Lorenz, Tiara Jennings, and then Jessie Warren. 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. So there's 5 hitters in a row. Lexi Kilfoyle right in the thick of things.
Volts had just 1 hit in their first 7 at-bats, and now 3 straight. Coffey turning 2 and going for 3. The Volts waking up here in the third.
The offenses are waking up. A lot of runs scored for what we thought, or when I say we, I'm not going to pull you into this, I thought might be a pitcher's duel, but already 4 runs scored in this game, and the Volts looking to add to that total. Amanda Lorenz just crushes this pitch. That is a pure Amanda Lorenz swing if I ever saw one right there. Line drive off the bat, level swing. Put together back-to-back hits for the Volts.
Lorenz was the first position player selected in the draft. When we were talking about Rachel Garcia and Kelly Crutchman saying they couldn't let a team have Garcia and another ace, that was the other player that they were looking at in that spot. They were able to get Lorenz 3 picks later. She'll be on the USA team for the World Games in August. That event will be played in China. It is a great time to be a softball fan. You just had the record numbers of the Women's College World Series. The AUSL is born and is off to a flying start on the field and off the field. And you are closing in on 2028. The Los Angeles Olympics lifted to deep left field and carrying. Bubba turning, watching, and it's gone. Tiara Jennings. Second home run of the season, 7 RBIs for Jennings.
Tiara Jennings is just born to hit at every level. That was a changeup. It was inside, and she just adjusted so well. You saw her pitch back and be able to recognize that changeup just long enough to be able to get on time with it. That ball just continued to carry. We talked about it, 8, 9, 1, 2, and 3. This is where the Volts hitters have done the most damage. Add to that RBI total that I had just talked about.
Jennings, a 4-time national champion, a 4-time first-team All-American. They started 1 for 7. Since then, 4 straight hits, 2 of them home runs. Another one deep center, and that one's going to get held up.
A lot of ground for the outfield to cover out here. It's 230 to center field. So Morgan Circle had a lot of room to track that one down. It's 210 down the lines, 230 to center field.
Now Rachel Garcia.
We talked about this just being such a big time for softball, and talked about the international level, obviously the pro level with AUSL, and also the youth level too. I mean, this is when youth softball is really at its prime in June, July, before school starts in August. That's why all these young players are here to watch these professional softball players play in this game. It's because they're a part of the Jenny Finch World Series, so they're in a tournament. That's why you hear all the screaming and excitement from the fans. 4,000 people here.
Down and into Garcia. Savannah has Tiare Jennings.
Tiare, your face rounding third said it all. How are you building up of the energy of this team right now?
It's just so much fun, this environment. I mean, this is what all the little girls in the stands look for. And so much for Sam on the mound. I mean, being a Sooner with her and seeing her on the stage just makes me want to, oh, that's a great play. Just makes me want to do good for the team and anything I can just to score the run.
Thanks, Tiare.
And a great play by Skylar Wallace, as told by Tiare Jennings.
More play-by-play, loving it. Kim Mulkey and Tiare Jennings, little analysis. Great play by Skylar Wallace. That ball was hit hard. Second time through the order, really in just this third inning in general. Really squaring Kilfoyle up, not getting fooled by a lot.
We may both be out of a job tomorrow. Might be Kim Mulkey and Tiare Jennings up here. It'd be a fantastic booth.
Especially if like Tiare ran down for her ABs and then came back up. That would be fun, a little mix.
Here's Romero. Lets that one go outside. Sierra and Sydney Romero both in this inaugural AUSL season. Sydney, a member of the Talons. We were talking, and we were going to have to ask one of the sisters, but they've played against each other in these past iterations of Athletes Unlimited, but in the team format, I just wonder if they've ever played against each other. Oh, man, Kilfoyle. The long arms. Snagging that and robbing Romero.
But not before the Vol.
Sierra, I don't know where to start with you. There's so many things to ask, but the first has to be, have you ever played right field in your life before this year? Maybe she doesn't hear us out there.
Are you guys talking to me?
There you
Yes,
are. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hey.
It's going in and out, so I'll try to catch what you're saying.
Have you ever played right field in your life?
Repeat that one more time for me.
Have you ever played right field?
Maybe like T-ball.
What did you do, Sierra, to prepare for potentially playing the outfield?
One more time.
What did you do to potentially prepare for playing the outfield before the season started?
You know, I just knew that with our team, I could be asked to go anywhere, so I was just trying to play more positions. Obviously, I could play second, I could play short, I could pretty much play anywhere, middle or on the infield, but just took some reps out there, and at the end of the day, I'm an athlete, so.
On the infield, Koffel retired for the first out. Sierra, that's what Kelly Crutchman told us too. Said you're such a good athlete, you can do everything. I know it's been kind of rapid fire getting used to this team, but what has the team building process been like for you guys?
Oh, it's been awesome. Everybody gets along so well. We have each other's back. Like our lineup, our pitching staff, like it's just great all around, and this is a good team. Like this is just such a fun team. It's so fun to be on a team again. But to compete and just to stick with them the whole time. But it's been amazing. We all get along great, love each other. We literally were talking about it earlier. We were like, how about no trades, no nothing? Let's just stick with this forever.
Oh, deep to left center field. Clark over makes the grab. 2 outs.
The ball's flying today, Sierra. Why do you think it is? Both sides squaring up the ball today. What are you seeing?
Two well-prepared teams. But I think that the big thing is, I mean, this is pro softball. Like hitters hit, and all of these hitters can hit, and the pitchers can pitch too. And so it's just getting comfortable and figuring out, you know, where you got to go to these hitters, because all of them battle and they're all really good.
You guys have such a deep lineup. What do you guys like to communicate about to be more prepared for your ABs? Like, what's the dugout talk like right now?
It kind of changes depending on the hitter. Some hitters like more information, some hitters like less. So just kind of knowing that out of your teammate. But, you know, it's some things like pitch sequence, what pitches she go to on the strikeout pitch, just different things. What are the things that she likes to throw the most? So really it's just figuring it out and making practice harder than the game, which I think that we did that really well during practice. We, you know, were preparing for Kilfoyle, and we got that heavy drop machine going and made it look harder and more of a drop than she actually throws.
2 2 strikes, 2 outs, Sierra. Real quick, though, I have to ask you, the offseason's always interesting, getting prepared. We saw you with Skylar Wallace. Where did that connection come from in the offseason?
Where did that come in the offseason?
The connection with Skylar come from to train with her.
Yeah, she moved to St. Pete with her boyfriend, and it's been awesome training with her, for her to push me to push her, challenge each other. It's been really fun, but we get after it for sure. Over at Summer's Method.
Far too little time with you, Sierra, but we appreciate it.
Thanks, Sierra.
The end of the and with expansion coming, those opportunities should continue to grow. Edenfield, though, had a tremendous career at Florida State. She's leading off this 4th inning.
And known for her razzle-dazzle or her eye makeup. It's a ritual before games that she started to do whenever she was at Florida State. Brought that into the AUSL. Always has a different theme, different colors, and does tutorials on TikTok and Instagram, but known for that. Just a way that she likes to express herself.
Why don't you pull that out in the booth?
I could not do it nearly as good as what she does. It would not look like that. It would look a mess.
It would certainly be entertaining.
It's amazing on her. So many different, I call it themes. I wonder what she calls it, but themes that she goes with.
It's 4 straight now retired by Kilfoyle after the first 4 batters reached in the 3rd inning. Just the first strikeout for Lexi tonight. So how do you reset as a pitcher after an inning like that?
I think we're just attacking this new inning with a fresh mindset, like she just did. I mean, that was an important out after they put up a 4 spot in the top of the 3rd. For her to come back out, reset, refocus, and maybe mix a little bit more with her changeup more down in the zone.
Let's go down to Savannah with more on Lexi Kilfoyle.
Well, Lexi told me about how coaching at OSU this past season really challenged her in a new way to be able to do an in-depth analysis of other pitchers and hitters too. The coaches on her staff would ask her, are you reading their swings? And it really changed her mindset and had her thinking bigger when it came to her own approach. In particular, she really grew in working with the staff by working with the pitchers on her team. She said it helped prepare her for being a part of this Bandit staff, being able to support the people around you. It was great preparation for her coming into this AUSL season.
I can ask you about when you were a player, but I'm curious as an analyst, as you've watched the game from this vantage point, if there was something you would give yourself as a college player that you've learned now, like how to attack hitters from the viewpoint you've had for the last decade.
I think just mixing speeds more was something that I was never really great at, and I would say made it like a mini priority, but never made it a top priority. And I would have made it a top priority to really nail that pitch down and do absolutely whatever I could to be able to mix speeds more. Just so important in our game. Like that. There's her change up there, adjusting that pitch to be a little bit more down this inning. But not just to have 2 speeds. You're seeing pitchers have 3 speeds of being of utmost importance, because like Sierra Romero was talking about, they prepared for Lexi Kilfoyle's drop ball with pitching machines and just threw it, because we have probable pitching starters now. So they knew when the probable starters came out, Lexi Kilfoyle was going to start this game. So they prepared when they had hitting this morning to be prepared against her drop ball. And so how she can combat that is to be even more efficient with her changeup and her off-speed curveball that she's worked a little bit more this year.
Two trying to get Bates, and Sis continues to fight pitches off.
And that's just the tough part about being a pitcher in our sport right now at the college level and professional level too, is that there's just so much information on these pitchers. The hitters can go back into what's called synergy and watch the pitchers pitch against other opponents, against them, see how they pitch them, look at a certain count. What do they like to throw on an 0-2 count? What do they like to throw on a 2-0 count? To know what to be prepared for in the back of their mind. And when you can be prepared and you kind of have an idea of what to expect, it makes hitting's not easy, but it just makes it a little bit more easy than having no idea what's coming or what to expect.
3-2. Right side caught
people knew that she had just won the French Open. I love Coco.
Did it at the, I believe, the same age as Serena Williams. She's accomplished a lot of those feats at the same time. This is skied to left, not deep enough this time for Clark, and caught by Nichols Camarena. A nice bounce back by Lexi Kilfoyle. Bandits down 1. Or the 3 runs allowed through 3 innings of work, but put up a 0 in the 3rd. They took her with the first pick in the college draft, had a lot of faith in Sam Landry, and they planned for it too. They knew they had the first pick and drafted accordingly in the inaugural draft.
Yeah, she said too that she eventually wants to go to medical school, needs to take the MCAT, but she said, I've been putting it off until I'm done with softball, but once they get into anesthesia, she got to shadow one actually in Lafayette, and she said he was the coolest guy I know, and seeing all the surgeries and having to scalp without having the scalpel in your hand and how the machines work on the body. Like, she was just so interested in that. So that's what's next for her after softball.
Underneath this, shallow left field, Lorenz calls off Sis Bates, 1 out. You saw a lot of Sam Landry this year. What do you like most about her in the circle?
I really like the way that she fields her position. When she is out there, you have the 4 infielders behind you, but she really becomes like the 5th infielder on the dirt, or on the turf, I should say, on this field here today, because she can field her position so well. And then besides that, just the confidence in her changeup. And how about the fact, too, that she throws her drop ball the most? That's what she did at OU this past season, too. And that was a pitch that she told me that when she was at Louisiana, Coach Jerry Glasgow said, you have a good drop ball, but she didn't like it. She didn't think it was good. She couldn't control it, didn't want to throw it, like just got so frustrated with it. But when she was working with Coach Rocha on it, she gave it another shot.
This is scorched into center field. Clark at the wall. She almost brought it back in from Jordan Roberts, but that's Roberts' 2nd of the season, the 6th-year catcher out of Florida, providing some early power this year for Stacey Newman, Denise and company.
I like the way that she's just been hitting a lot of different pitches too. The home run that she had last weekend was off of Montana Fouts. This one is off of Sam Landry, more up the middle of the field off of Fouts. She turned on one, crushed it over the left field wall, and this one line drive up toward the center of the field, just out of reach of Mackenzie Clark, who's such a good athlete at attempt, but I think it looked a little bit closer from our angle than what it actually was, but that ball was crushed. Jordan Roberts has a ton of power.
Bouncer to Coffey, and they retire McKinney quickly for out number 2. We saw Mackenzie Clark make a catch like that last summer in Wichita, so you know she's capable in center field.
Long ball has showed up in Sulphur, Louisiana, that's for sure.
Mackenzie Clark has one of them. I just love the energy you get from her when she hits one. Hit that 3-run shot in Wichita and just kind of walk down the all the swagger in the world. Top of the order, Morgan Zirkle, 2 away, nobody on for the Bandits. And another great ball game in the AUSL's beginning stages of this season. Let's go down to Savannah Collins with Jordan Roberts.
Joe, we all know you have power, but coming in this season and being able to showcase it consistently, what's the game changer?
Listening to my coaches.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, they've been helping me a lot, understand my swing, what I'm looking for, and having a plan, and I think it's paying off.
This team has talked about that a lot. Who is it for you in the staff that's really made this big of an impact and really been able to come through for you and what you're hearing coming out in the box?
It's all of them, but Mike and Courtney, they're in my ear every day. I'm asking questions, I'm working with them and taking in all the knowledge that I can and applying it to who I am, and it's working out.
It's special to watch. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Great offensive start for Jordan Roberts, and how awesome is it your head coach is a former Olympic catcher and Stacey Newman Denise, so you get to work with that side of the game as well. And Stacey Newman Denise is the Bandits pitching coach.
It seems like a good fit for Jordan. Back behind the plate, highly respected for the way that she calls the games and works with her pitchers. And if you have some pop like that off of her bat, too, it's just a bonus.
Shallow left field, long runs for Lorenz, so Zirkle has a 2-out base hit. Stacy Newman-Denise has been a part of the professional game a long time, a star at UCLA, a 3-time Olympian. They're missing right now who they drafted really as their top catcher, Mia Davidson, who is one of a number of players finishing their seasons in Japan currently. The Volts have a few of those as well, and that's what's crazy. When you look at the Volts lineup, it's missing Deja Mulipola, Erica Piancastelli, and Sam Shao. The expectation is maybe in the next 7 to 10 days we start to see some of those players return. One of them is back for the Talons, and that's their ace, Megan Faramo. She'll get the ball on Saturday. And we have a pitching change here in Sulphur. Rachel Garcia enters the game as Landry exits to a big applause. State she played 3 years of college ball in, has family here, and grew up not far from here in East Texas. Rachel Garcia, her 4th year as a pro with Athletes Unlimited from Palmdale, California, the former national champion at UCLA in 2019, and started the season with 8 left-handed hitters. Skylar Wallace, the first batter to see her.
Impressive part about how Rachel's throwing her rise ball early on this season is that people are chasing that pitch.
That gets away. Zirkle able to take second base.
So a 63% chase rate on her rise ball, which is a very high number. When you're seeing that in the 30s and 40s, I'm like, okay, that's a great chase pitch for this pitcher, likely to throw that pitch with 2 strikes. But up to this point in the season, in the few innings that she's thrown, 63% chase rate with her rise ball out of the zone.
Wallace, that's inside out to Lorenz.
Finding it out.
Odyssey Alexander in the circle for the Bandits, 5th year with Athletes Unlimited. From Boynton, Virginia, and starred the Women's College World Series for James Madison. Off to a good start this year, 6 innings pitched and a 2.33 ERA.
Yeah, she has really good stuff when she's on and finding the strike zone. Seen her a few times. Work her screwball the most up to this point in the season. I've been changing speeds very well, too. When she's getting the edges on both sides of the plate, that's when she's the most effective. When she's not throwing her screwball too far off the plate and she's getting that a called strike, it's a difference maker for her, and then locating her changeup.
Up the middle, base hit. Danica Coffey is unstoppable at the plate right now, and she leads off this 5th inning with a single.
Yeah, picked up on that changeup that Odyssey likes to throw, second most, 26% of the time. Screwball is a pitch that she will go to the most. Also mix in that curve and rise ball up in the zone. Throws with good velocity when she's getting that screwball, rise ball mix up, and then able to change speeds down.
Did not want to give Amanda Lorenz a base runner, but here we are, 1 on, top of the 5th. With one of the most consistently dominant hitters in the world at the plate. Already 2 for 2 tonight.
I just don't feel like changeups today in this game are fooling hitters as much. Maybe a little bit in the 1st inning, but since then, there have been a lot of hard hits off of a changeup, whether they have it picked or they're going up to the plate just with the approach to sit on that pitch.
Skied on the infield, Wallace tracking it. Not dealing with that Rosemont wind, which I'm sure on fly balls all these players are happy about tonight. 1 out. Tiare Jennings 1 for 2 with a 3-run home run, her last trip to the plate in the 3rd. Takes the first pitch.
And the consistency that Tiare has hit with in her career. In travel ball, high school, through her years at OU, and then right into being a professional softball player is just incredible.
Another Team USA member for the World Games. AUSL has 11 players on the active roster for the World Games, 2 more as alternates. So 13 of the 18 total players involved with that event in August are on these 4 teams at AUSL. Two-one inside, sent down the left field line. Lorenz, Jennings, Warren, Garcia, Romero. That is a ridiculous top 5 in the order, and it really doesn't stop there. But that top 5, I mean, just huge names in the sport. Jennings, high to center circle, twirling around and tracks it down for out number 2.
You never know, ball in the air, especially today. It just feels like the ball is flying. Has a chance to get out of here.
Look at this.
Sunset, I love it. Gorgeous.
It's turned into a beautiful evening here in Sulphur. Still 2 more games tomorrow and Saturday. Jesse Warren with 2 outs. Runner goes. Coffee.
And everything. So quick turnaround, but gotta figure it out pretty quick.
And back with a new team too. You go to Oklahoma this year and you're in a new environment, and now into the pros. What's that been like, kind of acclimating with this group of girls?
Yeah, these girls are awesome, and I'm loving every bit of it. They're super fun. They're down to go do anything. So it's really cool to be on this team and be with a lot of legends that have played in this game, and just to be their friends, I guess, is absolutely amazing, and it's just a blessing.
Bubba Nichols, Camarena leading off the inning against Rachel Garcia. What was it like, too, for you playing, you know, obviously Oklahoma and the big brand and all this success, but to be around, we've talked about Jen Rocha for so many years up here as a great pitching coach. What was that relationship like for you?
Yeah, I think me and Coach Rocha got very close, so I like to pick her brain all the time. I'll probably pick her brain after this game, see what she sees if she's watching it. If not, I'll send her clips to make sure she watches it. But no, I love Coach Rocha. I love all the coaches at Oklahoma. I'll arguably, and I'm going to argue any day, the best coaching staff, so absolutely love them.
Sam, we saw your rookie card, the Tops rookie card. Did you get a chance to see that? What did you think about it?
I did get a chance to see it. I think it's super cool. I love that it's happening. I think it really just puts into perspective the pro league. You know, that's something they've done for pros for a long time, and I think it's amazing that women's sports are being able to be a part of that and make that, be on that platform and be on that stage and really just take this league to the next level.
Sam, you've told me the story about, you know, why you like to wear your glasses in games, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it whenever you were just out for this start. But could you tell the world, like, why you started wearing your glasses when you were pitching?
Yeah, I randomly started wearing them in high school for a random playoff game. Don't know what caused me to wear them that day, but I just put them on and wore them, and I threw a perfect game. So I've been wearing them ever since.
Sam, that is awesome. Thank you so much for talking to us. I'm sure we'll catch up all year, but we're so happy you're here.
Thank you. God bless y'all. Go Bolts.
Thank you.
She's wired right. She's already got the Go Volts going. It was Sooners just a couple weeks ago. Nichols Camarena goes down swinging to her former UCLA teammate, Rachel Garcia.
Yeah, that's a matchup that you show up to the ballpark for. When Rachel Garcia is pitching against Bubba Nichols, their history and being teammates at different levels. And Rachel Garcia gets her after a long AB, great AB by Bubba, gets her on the drop ball, chasing that pitch a little bit out of the zone.
Strike one to Aaron Koffel from Garcia. Had a lot of competitive games early on, and this is And we talk about every game really having some meaning, not just for momentum, but you have to win early, you have to win often if you want to be in Tuscaloosa for the championship series. The top 2 teams in the league will go to Tuscaloosa at the end of July and play a best-of-3 series. This is only a 24-game season. So come Sunday, we'll be a quarter of the way through this inaugural AUSL season.
It'll just go by so fast, and that's why every game matters so much. And these head coaches are trying to figure out the right moves to make, the lineups to make, the starters to make. We mentioned that we actually have probable starting pitching matchups for the first time. That's new in our sport, and not that the coaches have to absolutely stick with it, whoever the probable starting pitching matchups are going to be, but it's just fun to see this sport evolve. The coaches get to know their pitching staffs, their hitters, their defenses, and really just what their new team and brand is going to all be about. They have a chance to set the foundation for that.
2-2, hard hit ball up the middle, base hit for Erin Koffel, who has seen it so well to start the season. She's aboard with 1 away. Well, this were all in last year. Texas A&M making the run, and now you're...
Yeah. I'll be watching, though, for sure, but the sunset is absolutely gorgeous. Still can't believe that no team is returning to Omaha from that made it last year, this year. It's crazy.
Ground ball left side, Bates to a knee. The throw to first, not in time to turn 2. They do get the lead runner for out number 2.
Finally, a ball hit out to Sis Bates, who always is going to be a fan favorite out there at shortstop, especially for her defense and the way that she plays. Has a great range, gets to a lot of balls, and just takes pride in her defense. That's a close play at first base, eh?
Yeah, she caught a pop-up by the leadoff batter, Morgan Zirkle, and hasn't touched the ball since. You see some of the young athletes in attendance here for the Jenny Finch World Series. Pinch hitter at the plate for the Bandits, going to be Bella Dayton. It's also a catching change last inning for the Volts. Mary Iacopo, Carson, California native, played her college ball at Texas along with Bella Dayton. Couple Longhorns. Good time to be a Longhorn right now.
Their first national championship, and seeing them celebrate it, Tegan Cavan, was incredible. At Texas Tech, Texas Champ Series or Champ Finals.
Will you give us a hook 'em?
No. not today, probably not ever. Don't give them credit. That was an incredible run.
The former Aggie won't give us a hook 'em in the booth.
People can understand that.
The USL had their kind of opening weekend welcome event in downtown Chicago last weekend. Kat Osterman was there as the night of Game 3, and all eyes were on Kat watching that final out. It was emotional for her. Just a really cool moment to witness. That one gets away.
Well, you just have so much pride for your program once you're done playing. You follow it, you invest in it, you care, you're watching the games, and it means a lot for players like Bella Dayton, who weren't on the field whenever they actually got to hoist the trophy and dog pile in Oklahoma City, but it still means just as much to these former players.
Dayton trying to deliver the go-ahead run here in the 5th. Takes on the outside corner, strike 2.
It's that backdoor curveball that Rachel Garcia will throw to these left-handed hitters, and it will just cut back across the outside corner, and she just can live on the edges with that pitch to these lefties.
Check swing did not go. Full count here with 2 away. Dayton 2 for 5 on the season with an RBI, trying to add to it. Garcia wants to talk things over with Iacopo.
An important part in this game. Full count, runner at third base. Want to get this pitch right.
How'd you get acclimated with a new catcher like all these pitchers are having to do right now?
Just a lot of talking and communicating and hoping that the catcher is going to show up early to catch me before the game. It's just extra time. That experience and just that time spent in the bullpen is invaluable for the actions itself, but also just communicating a ton.
3-2. Into the turf for ball 4. And now Delaney Wiz, another UCLA matchup. Delaney played with Rachel, with Megan Faramo, Maya Brady, and Bubba Nichols-Camarena, all in the league. We just need to make sure Delaney knows it because she needs to add that to everything.
Yeah.
Add it to your Twitter bio, everything.
Yes.
Your X bio. I'm
Definitely.
sorry.
It's so deep into her legs, too. Dayton just goes ahead and gets herself in a scoring position. Now 2 in scoring position for the Bandits.
One. Strike 2.
The drop ball for Garcia this year is my favorite pitch of hers up to this point. It's moving like crazy.
Got her swinging. Big pitch from Rachel Garcia to strand 2 in scoring position.
As Bella Dayton now enters and goes into right field. She hit for Corey McMillan. She just keep her spot out there.
Jessie Warren, we saw her last inning, but Danica Coffey was caught stealing, so Warren gets to restart with an 0-0 count. And now 1-1. Big swing through that pitch for strike 2. Seen Odyssey Alexander 3 times this year now. This is her second appearance as a reliever. Overall, though, has been really good. Has gotten herself into a little bit of trouble, but we've seen that the past few summers, and it just seems like Odyssey has a knack for getting out of those jams. Ground ball left side, scooped up by Delaney Wiz. 1 out.
Yeah, I think.
Isn't it crazy? Like we're tracking Caitlin Clark. Whatever she's doing, the sports world has to know.
The Pacers just won't go away. I mean, the comebacks that they've had in this run have been unbelievable.
I see you.
Paying close attention, the Oklahoma City arena was right across the street from where we stayed at the World Series. So NBA and softball was going on right at the same time. Had a different vibe at the World Series because of that. The stadium was packed on game days. So many people around. Not used to that. Usually World Series just takes over the city, not NBA.
Oh, you talked about the first-time champions, too.
Yes, that's right.
Thunder Pacers going to have a first-time champion. Had that situation in the Women's College World Series final with Texas Tech, Texas, as Garcia spins it back to Odyssey Alexander. Let's check back in with Savannah Collins.
Such a long way in trying to win a championship, which is what all these teams want to do, and they have to find that connection and find that united way and united front really early, very quickly, because all these games matter. A chance to win a championship at the end in Tuscaloosa.
If you want to know the scale of what the AUSL is doing for these 4 teams, their travel parties are more than 30 people. That's players, head coaches, assistant coaches, trainers, the logistics managers, as we just talked about.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning, everything is covered, and that's something Kelly Kretschmann, we talked to her today about. Kelly played for a long time in the NPF. She played in Japan, and she said it's so professional. She's like, I don't have to do anything that I'm used to us not having taken care of for us. She said they've checked every box. She loves it. She wants to be a part of it long term, loves coaching at the professional level, so she feels like this is where she really can relate to players because she did it for so long herself. You see Allie Newland, another LSU Tiger, getting her chance to play back in Louisiana as she pinch runs.
Yeah, and Kelly was talking about her, Coach Crutchman was saying, I see the little things that are done for these players that are the norm for them, but weren't a part of what it was like when I was a player, like having their uniforms all laid out in the laundry. I mean, all these little tiny things that other professional athletes in MLB and NFL might take for granted that never happened for a professional softball player, but are now happening with AUSL. And Kelly, who was a longtime professional player and international player, said, this is what I played so long for, to see it all pay off, to put the time, energy, and effort to build something to make it to this point. So it's really special having a conversation with her just about everything that she's put in. Now can sit and embrace the moment now.
Iacopo getting a moment for herself. She's just 1 for 1 on the season at the plate. It was a double in Series 1. Volt's 0 for 5 with the walk with 2 outs. Odyssey right now struggling to find the strike zone a bit. 6 of her last 8 pitches have been balls. There is ball 4, and Odyssey palms up, not happy about that call.
I thought that probably should have been a strike. Looked like it to me, and the strike zone here at AUSL, if you've been watching college softball, is a little bit bigger than what you see last week at the Women's College World Series. This is a huge part in this game, too, with it being a tie game. And 2 runners on quickly after, I mean, Odyssey got a couple of quick outs to start this inning. Then good patience at the plate. Sia Romero and then Iacopo.
Trying to find the zone right now. 7 of her last 9 pitches now have been balls. Look at this. That's Miranda Stoddard pinch running over at first base, and the player she's talking to there was the dynamic duo at Arizona this year. Both two-way players, both had career seasons. Devin Netz, Miranda Stoddard. Wildcats fans across the nation have a smile on their face seeing those two together on a professional field.
Well, it's not every day that you see a pitcher pinch run for someone when they get to first base.
Sis Bates at the plate, trying to keep this inning going. Oh for 2 tonight. 2 balls in the air, a line out to second and a fly out to left field. Jordan Roberts going to talk to Odyssey again as she falls behind 2-0.
Well, and with how hot that Mackenzie Clark has been on deck, hit a home run earlier in this game. Sis is just going to try to find a way to get on and get the bat in her hands. And Sis, who has not had a hit yet on the year, best thing that she can do is just find any way that she can to get on base and get Mackenzie Clark up in this inning.
We know all about Sis's defense, but she was a fantastic hitter at Washington at a .385 career average there. Two and one from Odyssey. Sis lifts it to right field, and Dayton has it. That's going to do it. 2 quick outs, couple walks, but Odyssey Alexander strands a pair, still tied up.
Most of these games have been.
It's one to keep an eye on in Chattanooga this weekend. 2 teams who started 1-2 will both be looking for their first series wins as a franchise. Talons and Blaze. Emma Lemley, how about her debut out of Virginia Tech for the Blaze, helping them get that first win last weekend. It's a huge lift for that team. Jordan Roberts leading off the bottom of the 6th against Rachel Garcia. 8-9-1 here for the Bandits.
Really careful here with the way that Jordan Roberts is swinging the bat. Rachel Garcia just continues to mix these pitches around. Drop, rise, curve, so many different looks that she's giving these hitters.
Ground ball, Bates, 1 out. Sydney McKinney now. Lefty out of Wichita State in her 3rd professional season from Norburn, Missouri. Big swing from McKinney for strike 1. A .451 career average for the Shockers, 5th in NCAA history. This is an awkward spinner. Warren with one hand from her knee. That is a great attempt, but you're just not going to get the wheels of McKinney.
That is what saves Sydney McKinney, because Jessie Warren is just where infield hits go to die. Even when you have speed, she makes unbelievable plays like that. I don't even know how she got rid of this. Like, look at the position that she is in when she's throwing across her body, and that throw was still on target despite the position that she threw it from.
It had some heat on it too. That didn't just bounce over there.
That's how strong she is.
Top of the order, 1 away. And speed on first base. Morgan Zirkle at the plate, already has a hit in her last trip to the plate. This is her first look at Rachel Garcia. I've heard chants for both teams from the stands tonight.
All these little girls and their parents too, I'm sure, trying to figure out which team am I going to pull for? Which team is going to be my team? Maybe it's even the Blaze or the Talons who are in Chattanooga. But you start to form that team that you want to get behind. Whether you're following a certain player, you like the way the team plays, you like their unis, their colors. I mean, all of that is just so new and fresh in this league, and you get to be a new fan of a team and follow them along.
Ground ball right side, Coffey off her glove. Back-to-back base runners now.
Ball, but I think that Coffey would tell you that she should have had it, but that extra bounce keeps its speed off of the turf as we're playing on a turf field, and I think it just ended up being a little bit harder of a hit than she thought it was going to be, but that will go down as an E4 on Coffey.
There's a discussion happening now. Kelly Kretschmann came out of the Volts dugout. Said something to Antonio Flores.
There's a runner left on time. The ruling is under review.
Not sure what this review is. We'll try to get word. Let's see if the runner left early from first base. That's Sydney McKinney. Let's take a look.
And leave until the ball is released, and this should be a pretty quick one. She did not leave early.
I think we've seen this challenge 4 times maybe.
A lot.
Over so far.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm over it. I know that coaches just are gonna pull this card just to see, but I'm over at the college level and I'm over at the pro level too. Coaches just can use that to review just as kind of a gotcha moment, just in case that the runner left early, then she would be out. So Bandits gaining some speed at the top of their lineup right now, some momentum, and Kelly Crutchman just comes out and say, hey, just look at this. It also gives your team, too, just a chance to catch their breath, talk things over, slow down the other team's momentum. But this should be a pretty quick review that will stand as is.
It's tough for coaches. I mean, you have to if you're a coach. You can't let that opportunity go. I mean,
At the review, the ruling on the field is upheld. The runner left on time. That is a Volt's first challenge.
because if you don't and you miss it, you look foolish.
Yeah.
But I am with you.
I just see
I don't like it.
I know. I see it a lot to end games and it just all throughout. I think just as a softball fan, when you're watching the sport, it's just one of those things that you're like, I could probably do without.
2 on, 1 out for Skylar Wallace.
And Jessie Warren is in Skylar Wallace's face. She took about 3 or 4 steps back now, but she was playing about halfway up the line, anticipating a bunt. And that is scary, risky to do with the power that Skylar Wallace has. Playing up the line. Look at how close she is. Her bags are 60 feet base to base, and so she was playing a quarter up the line, a third up the line.
Bandits just 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Those were both in the first 2 innings, but one was Wallace. This time she'll just wear it on the elbow and load the bases for Bubba Nichols Camarena.
Second time in this game that Skylar Wallace has been hit by a pitch. Talked about when you go in, you have to go hard in. So getting her on the elbow again. And this is a tough situation with Bubba coming up because there is nowhere to put her. Had a great at bat off of Rachel Garcia. A lot of familiarity between Garcia and Bubba.
Bubba swings at the first pitch and misses.
That drop ball is just falling off the table and getting chase after chase, too. They're chasing that pitch out of the zone.
Won a national championship together in 2019 at UCLA. Another big swing from Bubba, now down 0-2 to Garcia. Bubba led off game 2 of the Women's College World Series Championship Series with a home run for UCLA that year. 1 and 2.
That's a good memory you have.
Thank you. I definitely don't have that written in my game notes. 2 for 10 with runners on. It's been 4 innings since a hit with runners in scoring position. Garcia gets her again. The second time Rachel Garcia has struck out Bubba Nichols Camarena.
Both on that pitch that is just falling off the table. Rachel Garcia just seems to get better when there are runners on base, back up against the wall. She goes to that drop ball that's a bit off speed and gets her to chase out of the zone. That is a massive out in this game.
Last chance for the Bandits in an inning full of opportunity is Aaron Koffel. 2 hits in the game, including an RBI double. Takes on the inside for strike 1.
That's where I would throw Aaron Koffel too, is inside, because she's been covering the outer half so well. Off-speed pitch and firmer stuff on the outside corner. She just has been hitting to the right side very well.
Swinging off the handle and caught in foul territory. Garcia gets out of a big bases loaded jam, and Rachel Garcia looking like the star that she is early. And the one last weekend was clutch too. In the 8th inning, a 3-run shot really closed the door on that game. Can she leave her mark here in the 7th against Odyssey Alexander? Off speed for strike 1.
Gonna want to keep the ball down off the middle of the plate. That full power, if she goes in, it has to be hard in. If she goes away, she needs to be living on the edges against Clark.
Mackenzie Clark, out of the state of Florida, went to Clemson. Numerous career records there for a young Clemson program. Takes that up top, 2-1. He's a first-team All-ACC member as a freshman in 2021. Really announced herself to the college softball world for a program that had tons of stars over the last 3 or 4 years.
It's really giving her a good mix right now. Down, down, up on her hands, and then curveball away.
Hitters count 3-1. Clark swinging big, fouls it back. The team that won game 1 last weekend went on to win both series. Got her. Big pitch from Odyssey Alexander to start the 7th.
It's huge to keep the leadoff hitter off the bases and to keep Mackenzie Clark in the ballpark and not even have her put the ball in play. So this is the pitch sequence. Starts her with the drop ball and then goes to a fastball that gets away from her. Followed up by a rise ball up and in her hands to set up the curveball away. Screwball for the foul and then a changeup for the out. That pitch was nasty. Fell off the table, got her well out in front of that pitch. That was a big out for Odyssey and the Bandits.
Now Odyssey turns her attention to Danica Coffey. Takes ball 1 on the outside corner. Coffey got her golden ticket after LSU beat Florida in game 2 of their series in Baton Rouge. We are at the Jenny Finch World Series right now. Jenny Finch was the one who gave her that golden ticket. Right side caught by Coughlin. 2 quick outs here for the Bandits. One more out for Odyssey Alexander, and her team will have a little momentum going to the bottom half of this inning, but it's Amanda Lorenz first. Takes that first pitch for ball 1. Lorenz 2 hits tonight, just 1 extra base hit in the first 4 games of the season, and has not hit a home run this year yet. 2-0.
2 outs that the Volts got a couple of runners on with a couple of walks in the last inning. Quick outs for Odyssey, first 2, and then walk for a couple of runners on and threatened.
Lorenz out in front for strike 1. Amanda Lorenz, the 2024 Athletes Unlimited champion in that unique leaderboard format last summer. Then the first position player taken in the draft. The Volts took who they feel like is the best bat in this league. And that is quite an honor if you're that player in Amanda Lorenz. And I think a lot in the softball world would not argue that. Ground ball up the middle, base hit to keep it going with 2 outs, her 3rd hit of the night.
Just her ability to hit a lot of different pitches, hit to all parts of the field, hit for average. Not trying to do too much here, but just takes an off-speed pitch and drives it right back up the middle of the field. Odyssey got her on a changeup earlier in the count. This time she was a little bit out in front, but she's just so strong, turns that into a hit with 2 outs.
Lefties have really struggled off Odyssey this year. That's just the 2nd hit by a left-handed batter. Both have come tonight, Coffey and now Lorenz. Here's Tiare Jennings. And no one is swinging a hotter bat than Jennings to start the season. Couple home runs, swinging it from the right side. (1-0). And Alexander falling behind a hitter here.
Earlier in this game, Tiare Jennings, 3-run home run. big-time swing for a player that has rounded the bases like that many times in her career. Gets herself into a hitter's count here, and honestly changes speeds, doing that very well. I like the way that they're mixing her changeup, mixing her drop ball that serves as a secondary off-speed pitch, and throwing that a lot in hitter's counts too. That's Jordan Roberts. We talked about her connection with these pitchers back behind the plate, and what a great pitch caller that she is, just continuing to mix speeds like crazy against these hitters.
Count even at 2-2. Got her. Or no, foul ball. Or was it? There was some confusion if that was a foul ball or not. And now the runner's coming home. Here comes Lorenz. She's in there. On a broken play. And a defensive miscue for the Bandits.
I think Stacey Newman-Denise is going to ask to see if maybe it was a foul ball, if there was contact. It looked like it was going to be a drop third strike. She struck out Tiare Jennings on a great drop ball, got her to chase.
Stacey Newman-Denise going to talk to her team now. Try and settle them down after just a bizarre play a little bit. Roberts didn't immediately throw it. I thought it was a foul ball because of that, the way it came out of her glove.
I don't think you can challenge that. So it looked like hard to see any contact there, just like she dropped it, and Brian Crochet clearly says the safe that it was just a drop third strike.
Immediately out number 3, but a huge run for the Volts. In the top of the 7th, Lorenz comes all the way around on the broken play to take the lead.
To give the Volts the lead. What great hustle. A little bit of hesitation when she was rounding third base, but she still gets in there and goes hard. Defensive mistakes cost the Bandits.
Still get a chance at the plate here off Rachel Garcia. Devin Netz, Devin Netz, Bella Dayton, and Delaney Wiz to face Garcia, who has been excellent so far tonight. 2 1/3. 2 hits allowed, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Stranded the bases loaded last inning. Netz looking for her first hit of the night. Crushed right center and caught out there by Romero. A little bit of a distraction. And that must have came off the end of the bat. That looked like she got all of it originally. Or it's Clark that catches it.
I think Romero did. She just tossed the ball to Clark, but some miscommunication out there. Remember, Sierra Romero knew out to right field. Ball hung in the air for a long time, so there was a lot of time for communication, maybe talking over each other, and I'm wondering what ended up hitting.
Looks like the elbow of Clark on Romero's head. The right elbow came from the other side and got Sierra Romero.
Can't believe she was able to hang on to it. With Mackenzie Clark hitting her, great focus. Both of those players going for it, trying to learn center field and right field next to each other and how to communicate. I guess so, it was her elbow that ended up hitting her head. I can't believe that she held on to it. It's a huge out.
Well, hopefully just precautionary for Sierra, and she'll be all right. There is a new player out in right field, Allie Newland. But that ball fooled me. It sounded loud off the bat.
and that's really strong. Balls in the air usually go a long way to the outfield.
Newland and right, Dayton at the plate for the Bandits. 2 outs to work with, down a run. Otter on the pitch in the turf.
There's a couple of pitches that Rachel Garcia will throw down the zone. One is her changeup that she just threw there, and the other one is her drop ball that serves as like an off-speed pitch. They move very similarly, but she releases them a little different.
That is in there. Completely fooled Dayton, and Garcia's great night continues.
And she's smiling a little bit because that's supposed to be a screwball on the outside corner. In a pitcher's count, you want that about a ball off the plate. But look at where it ends up. Iacopo reaches back across her body, and that ended up over the heart of the plate, but just fools Dayton because she's probably so concerned with her off-speed pitches that are down the zone.
Strike one to Delaney Wiz, who had a solo home run in her first at bat back in the 2nd inning off the starter Sam Landry. Got the knob of the bat for Wiz to fall behind 0-2. This is the 15th batter that Rachel Garcia has faced. Has allowed just 2 hits, has struck out 4. This is the Rachel Garcia the Volts thought they were getting. 0-2.
So fans, young fans still here cheering for their team. A lot of young players have cleared out because I think we've got a big day of softball tomorrow in the Jenny Finch World Series. So a lot of 8 a.m. games that I'm sure a lot of those teams are dreading waking up for.
Ground ball up the middle. Coffey can't quite get there. Wiz keeps the Bandits alive. The winning run coming to the plate.
Danica Coffey went a long way to try to knock this ball down, but just out of her reach. Good 2-strike hitting by Wiz to be able to just give some Bandits a little bit of hope here.
Kelly Crutchman coming out of the Volts dugout to have a conversation in the circle. She pointed down the right field line. They might make a change here, but we'll see.
I would not make a change. I would stay with Rachel Garcia with the way that she's throwing. Not a lot of hard contact off of her in this game.
I'm not sure what she was pointing at. I don't think they will make a change. I agree with you, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Power hitter at the plate. Power pitcher in Rachel Garcia.
Well, you know, after that drop third strike in the air, Jordan Roberts wanted to get up in this inning and a chance to redeem herself.
2 home runs on the season for Roberts. Takes ball 1 outside.
So she's taking that deep breath, trying to calm herself down, knowing how big of a moment this is for her.
2-0, that gets away. Wiz able to move up to second base. And now a base hit likely ties this game. From Garcia. Big swing, chopped through the left side. Wiz coming around to third. The throw home, not gonna be there. Jordan Roberts bouncing back and giving the Bandits their life.
we've seen her have the home run power, and this is not the most beautiful hit, but it's absolutely going to work. Runner at second base. All she needed to do was just get the ball to the outfield with 2 outs. Delaney Wiz was going to be going on the ball, put in play, and be able to get a good jump. And Amanda Lorenz did everything that she could to cut Wiz down, knowing that she was a tying run, but great hustle by Wiz to easily be able to get in there and tie up this game. What a moment for Jordan Roberts to redeem herself, put the ball in play hard. Something good is going to happen. Second hit of the night for Jordan Roberts and second RBI.
Roberts heads off. That's Kelly Torres running over at first base for the Bandits. The potential winning run with Sydney McKinney at the plate. Swinging first pitch, right side, Coffee, and we have extras in Sulphur. Roberts makes up for the mistake in the top half of the inning. 5-5.
ITB, international tiebreaker. Start with the last out at second base.
Inside ball one. Rachel Garcia will lead things off. And then it would have been Sierra Romero, but she exited after taking a knock to the head from Mackenzie Clark in right center field. This is over toward Koffel in the air, 1 out. And the runner stays put. Allie Newland. 1 hit in the opening weekend. First crack at it tonight at the plate. First pitch swinging right side. It moves the runner over. That is 2 quick outs for Odyssey Alexander and the Bandits.
You're right, a productive out because it gets Jessie Warren over to third base. You're always put into a little bit of a pickle in an ITB situation. Do you want to bunt her over with the hitter that's leading off? Or do you just want to let her swing away? And when it's Rachel Garcia, I think you just let her swing away.
And it works out for the Bandits because McKinney's going to be their runner and Zirkle's going to lead off. And that's one of the best bunters in the league.
Good short game, good barrel control for Morgan Zirkle, who will lead it off.
There's Zirkle out in center field. So she'll have speed on second base. But she'll try to move over. 1-0 count, though. Volts still have a chance here. A base hit gives them the lead. Mary Iacopo, who is 1 for 1 on the season with a double. Takes ball 2.
Odyssey has just done such a good job of mixing speeds in this game and really keeping the hitters off balance with her changeup and then her drop ball. Similar to Garcia, both of those pitches, 2 different pitches, similar movements.
Swing and a miss for strike 2.
And throwing that changeup in hitters counts a lot. Again, I have a feeling that's just a lot of Jordan Roberts rubbing off on these pitchers. The catcher who's calling pitches for them tonight. A lot of 2-0, 2-1 changeups.
Colts just 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position tonight. That's down low, full count. Neither team, whoever loses this is going to go home and say, we probably could have had that one because the Bandits have left 10 on the base paths. The Volts haven't been able to hit with runners in scoring position. 3-2, outside corner, strike 3. Odyssey Alexander and Rachel Garcia going back and forth right now. Bandit, to your point, you'll never be mad if you're the Volts with Rachel Garcia, but like you said, you're probably not going to bunt her to move the runner into scoring position.
Even letting Morgan Zirkle swing away, or maybe for the first strike and then go to her short game here. There's so many different ways to play this. You're the head coach for what you want to call in this situation, but Zirkle does have a great short game, but she has some pop too.
0-1, she is swinging, and now she will definitely swing. Down 0-2 in the count.
Surprised not lay down a bunt in that situation. I mean, she is such a great hitter. Like, she has so many different tools and ways that you can go, but where you're at, top of your order, speed at the plate, speed at second, I would have liked to have seen a sac bunt or a drag bunt.
Just trying to get anything in play on the ground right now to potentially get McKinney over. Is it something with Garcia maybe they don't like as far as a bunt situation, or?
That's a good question. I mean, she'll easily go to that rise ball that she feels very comfortable throwing in a bunt situation, but seeing a lot down too.
Garcia calls time and steps off the rubber. Would be a big out number one. 0-2 to Zirkle again. Zirkle ground ball left side, Warren to first, and a very positive first out for the Volts.
That's a huge out for the Volts. The fact that Sydney McKinney did not get a chance to get to third base. And ideally, if you're Zirkle, you wanted to put the ball on the ground to the right side, either with a bunt or as she swings away. But Rachel Garcia forced her to that side of the field with a backdoor curveball that she hit hard, but right at Jesse Warren, who just nails.
Skylar Wallace takes strike one. Wallace has reached 3 of her 4 times at the plate. Twice has been hit by a pitch and had an RBI single in the second inning. Ground ball up the middle. It got Garcia. Wallace retired. That was smoked off the foot of Rachel Garcia. She hopped up pretty quickly and is saying she's okay. The trainers are going to take a look regardless. Man.
Such a hard hit, and if it does not hit her foot, that is up the middle and I think wins the Bandits the game. But because it actually hit off of her, it looks like ankle, shin area, and got the perfect bounce to Danica Coffey, they were able to get an out. That ball was smoked up the middle. No chance to get her glove down, but her feet, like a soccer player, will do the work for her. It's a big out.
And she has shown no signs of there being a chance that she gets pulled from this game either. Hopped up quickly, was nodding. The trainers come out. She's going to throw a pitch, but you're not going to pry Rachel Garcia out of the circle right now with a winning run on third base and 2 outs. And Bubba Nichols-Camarena coming to the plate, who is 0 for 2 off Garcia with 2 strikeouts.
She's going to be looking to hit early in the count because of those 2 strikeouts. Does not want to have to mess with that changeup. That's the pitch right there that she struck out twice on. She's a diving changeup, diving off-speed drop ball. She's going to be looking for something harder in the count and for her to bring it up. Harder in the zone, I should say, excuse me.
Third matchup of the former teammates.
Good pitch to swing at.
As a hitter, do you feel that one like, ooh?
Yeah, that was curveball, a little bit elevated, didn't necessarily find a corner. And that found a corner. We're a little bit at an angle, but I thought that one easily could have been a called strike. Bubba finds herself in a hitter's count because she took this curveball a little bit off the plate.
Here is the 2-1. Another big cut from Nichols-Camarena, 2-2. Can Rachel Garcia do it again? 4 strikeouts, 2 of them Bubba. Looking for a third. And got her on the outside corner. Rachel Garcia is having a night. Miranda Stoddard is going to run at second base for the Volts. Sis Bates will lead it off, showing bunt and reaching at that pitch. That'll be strike one. Stacy Newman, Denise, and Kelly Kretschmann. They were talking things over a second ago in the third base coach's box.
Gonna try to go the bunt route, I think, this time with Sis up.
So much competition between, we talk about the players and the competitiveness, but these coaches and GMs,
Yes.
I mean, these are winners.
Well, and no surprise that the two teams that went 2-1 last weekend are playing so well early on, or in extra innings here. Bolts have already had an extra inning game.
Up and in, Bates somehow gets that down. What a tremendous bunt by Sis Bates.
I don't know how she did that. That pitch was coming at her, and she still was able to lay it down, dare I say, beautifully. Look at this. Up and in on her hands. That would have hit her if her barrel wouldn't have been in the way of the ball, but she's pumped. Claps as she runs down to first base, knowing that she got it down. What a great touch there by Sis to be able to lay that down, and I can't believe that she went for it. I think she was just so surprised that that pitch was coming at her. So, all right, I got to lay it down now.
Well, a little self-defense.
Yeah.
The bat is the shield. Mackenzie Clark has been clutch already in extras for the Volts. Can she do it again?
Change up on point tonight for Odyssey Alexander. Just bravo for the way that Rachel Garcia has come in relief, as well as Odyssey Alexander. They have looked so good since they've entered. There was a lot of offense early on. They needed relief pitchers to enter in and start to quiet things down, shut things down. Odyssey just looks like she has been on a mission, and so does Rachel Garcia.
Both have gone 4 1/3, and the game has been played at a 1-1 pace since they have entered. Both runs scored in the 7th inning. Fouled back again by Clark.
Changeups aren't getting hit as hard either. Remember early on against Lexi Kilfoyle and Sam Landry, they're starting to pick up on their changeups pretty quickly, but the hitters have not adjusted very well to both Garcia and Alexander's changeup and off-speed pitches.
Clark lets that go up top.
Love that pitch, though. That pitch used to set something else up. I mean, if you get Mackenzie Clark to swing at that pitch, even better, but it's to set something else up after it.
Count even at 2-2. Stoddard 60 feet from home. It's been a pitcher's game the last 4 innings.
Such a tough out.
Two again. And another foul ball. The at-bat continues for Mackenzie Clark.
See if she can stay off of that changeup or that off-speed drop ball that just moves down away on the outside corner. I'm sure another one is coming. Can she lay off of it? Is Odyssey gonna miss more up in the zone with that pitch, and so she'll sit back on it? Or is she just gonna go hard in, not let her hands get extended?
High into center field, Zirkle coming in, Stoddard tagging, and Stoddard coming home. The throw is in time! Morgan Zirkle cuts down the runner at the plate. We'll have a review, but it looked good in real time.
The ruling on the field is out at home plate. Bolts are challenging that obstruction. This player's under further review.
Well, they're challenging obstruction. It's not the out at the plate. They're taking a look at obstruction.
Take a look at both, but I think that Jordan Roberts played it perfectly. It's all about where her left foot is positioned before she has possession of the ball, and looked to me like she was in a great spot. After you have possession of the ball, that knee can drop and you can block the plate. So let's see. I think the question is going to be, did the knee drop before she had possession of the ball? So it's going to be close. Also, the throw kind of took her up the line a little bit, but I think that she should be safe.
It's such a fine line, too, because when you look at that, is she blocking the leading edge of the plate with that knee, even if it is there?
Yeah, yeah. And when I say should be safe, I mean Jordan Roberts should be safe on the obstruction call. I think that that out should stand.
Need a scientist to figure that one out.
I know. I know. A little worrisome, though, if you're Jordan Roberts right now, but I think it should stand.
After review, there's no obstruction. The runner at home is out.
And you are correct. The ruling on the field stands. Zirkle cuts down the runner at home.
That's a big-time play, Chucky.
Garcia back to her opportunity from Odyssey Alexander. What a duel it's been between these two pitchers. Back and forth we've gone. Bubba is at second base, the winning run. Erin Koffel leading things off, 4-5-6 here in the bottom of the ninth.
Is she gonna bunt? It's always the dilemma. ITB, you start with that runner at second base and it forces the head coach to make a decision. Are you gonna bunt one of your best hitters or to get them over to third base? And I always usually lean more toward the bunt. Get her over at third base.
Second chance at it and she jumps ahead 2-0. The Bandits have left 11 base runners on tonight. They only left 12 total in their first 3 games. 2-0. Koffel does get the bunt down. And Warren retires her for out number 1, but job done for Erin Koffel.
Now there's so many different ways to score that runner at third base with less than 2 outs. I mean, maybe there's even a pass ball, a wild pitch, sacrifice fly, ground ball to second base. Now that you have that runner over at third base, there's so many different ways to score, especially when you know if she does score, you win the game.
And there is when you talk about the ball getting by the catcher, there is a lot of space at the backstop. If it were to get by, you would not be able to have a chance to get that runner, as Nets is going to go to first. They'll intentionally walk her. I wonder if they will do the same to Dayton to just load the bases.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Are you surprised? No, you're not going to load the bases here?
I would probably just load the bases so that way you have a lot of different opportunities for a double play. You could go home to first. Go even touch 3 across the back to 1. Like, there's so many different opportunities for a double play with the bases loaded. I would.
What's this conversation between Stacey Newman, Denise, and Bella Dayton right now?
It's talking about executing something, what she needs to do to be able to drive that runner into third base, or in from third base.
Stacey Newman Denise just walked over and said something to Bubba Nichols Camarena.
Could it be a little squeeze opportunity? Be fun.
Nets at first, Bubba at third, Dayton at the plate.
That's a great stop by Enfield, who's back behind the plate now. Big opportunity to score, too, if the ball gets behind her because the backstop is so deep away from her.
-2-0. Hitters count for Dayton. That catches the outside corner for a strike. Fouled off of Dayton to make it a 2-2 count.
Garcia is asking if it hit her out of the box, immediately pointing. Kelly Kretschmann wanting them to ask for help.
Rachel Garcia has danced out of so many tough spots, has made big pitches down the stretch in this game, stranded the bases loaded a couple innings ago. Off speed, back obstruction, I should say. And we're going to look at this again. The recovery from Rachel Garcia.
The ruling on the field is out at home plate. The Bandits are challenging obstruction. This play is under further review.
All right, make another call for us here.
I'm going to need to see it for sure. Live, I didn't think it. And I still don't think it. She has possession of the ball, and then she goes down to block. And I will say, I didn't really got the best lead off of the bag. She just was a little bit late, didn't get a good lead, and so I felt like it made her later to get to the plate. Garcia stuck with it after bobbling it, made a good throw as she was a little bit off balance even with the throw. Enfield goes down, keeps a tag on Bubba to get her out. Delaney Wiz also calling for obstruction, but I don't think it's going to be.
Let's see what the call is.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. There was no obstruction. The runner is out.
Yeah, I think both of these catchers are putting themselves in a great position to avoid obstruction. It's all about where they set up initially. And see it called a lot in the college game because they're just not set up properly from the get-go, but just doing a great job of putting themselves exactly where they should be on both sides, both Bandits and Bolts.
It's an incredible finish to this game, the way this is unfolded. Over the last 5 innings since Alexander and Garcia have entered, it has been a 1-1 game. We had 8 runs in the first 4 frames.
Don't count Delaney Wiz out. A single off of Garcia in her last AB, even the at-bat that she struck out on had a good foul ball down the right field line.
Wiz was the run that scored after that single that kept this game alive in the 7th. Wiz up the middle, could be a chance on a slow roller, around from second, and the Bandits walk it off. Delaney Wiz delivers again.
It's a big deal, Chucky. Every game matters in this short season, especially when you're just going up against each other, the 2-2-1 teams that won the series last weekend. You want to win game 1, set the tone for the rest of the weekend. This is a great game. Back and forth, lots of offense in the beginning, lots of pitching and defense at the end, some mistakes, but ultimately Delaney Wiz gets his backdoor curveball and gets enough of it. Gets jammed, but ready for the inner half, looking for the inner half, and gets her barreled there to be able to score. Devin Netz from second base, and the Bandits walk it off.
The Bandits now 3-1 on the season. Some drama to open this 3-game series here in Sulphur, Louisiana. Savannah is with Delaney Wiz.
At the end of the game, you come back around here to have the